Hank Goldberg is here to pick championship Sunday games.
Yes.
Is the caller there? Hank, you there?
I'm here, wicked as ever.
We only have 5 minutes, Hank, so before we
Okay.
get to the games, you got a story for us? What's your story this week?
Years ago, I was in the absent house at 11 o'clock the night before the game with a few guys from CBS, including Paul Horning, Alex Hawkins, and Bill Brendel, who was a PR guy there, who had one mission that whole entire week. 11 o'clock, and he was supposed to set up the call from the White House to the winning locker room to talk to the winning coach. 11 o'clock, he says, "Oh, my gosh, I forgot to call Nixon." And we look at him and say, "What are you talking about?" His one mission, and he forgot it. We've been drinking all week. And so gets up early the next morning, sets up the call for the locker room, only he gave him the main number instead of the coach's room. And so I bring this up because the great Jethro Pugh passed away a few days ago. He answers the phone. The press secretary from the White House says, "Is this the Dallas locker room?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "One moment." Nixon gets on the phone, thinks he's talking to Tom Landry, and he congratulates him. He says, "Thank you. Who is this?" He said, "This is President Nixon." Meanwhile, the cameras are rolling from the White House, and he said, "I want to congratulate you, Coach." He said, "Oh, this isn't the coach." He said, "Who's this?" He said, "This is Jethro Pugh." Embarrassing moment.
That's amazing.
That's Hank Goldberg. Those are the stories the Hammer can tell. All right, hit the music. Hit the music, Del Tufo. Let's start with the NFC Championship game. Who wins this game between Seattle and Green Bay, Hammer?
I think Seattle does, and the more I look at it, the more, you look at the record with Russell Wilson, who is 25-2 at home, and, you just have to wonder about the health of, Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, that quarterback. Although I will say this, Cobb and Nelson are great, but keep an eye, if you're a fantasy guy, on Devontae Adams in this game. He could be a key receiver if they move Cobb into the slot. And I think it'll be a high-scoring game, or I'm sorry, not a high-scoring game, a lower-scoring game. Remember this, Green Bay's 4-4 on the road, and I think it might be a closer game than you think, but I think Seattle wins it.
So a close game that's low-scoring, says Hank Goldberg here on the Rich Eisen Show.
I like it.
Remember,
I like it a lot.
They scored 7 points at Detroit and 13 points at Buffalo.
There you go. So who plays Seattle in Super Bowl 49, Hank Goldberg?
I'm going to give you the score, 42-20. That was the score Monday night, by coincidence, in the championship game in college. And the last time these two teams played, it was 42-20. That's a popular score. But I'll tell you something. Indianapolis caught a break when they played a team last week that didn't look right. They were so unprepared to play, they got their entire coaching staff fired. Now they go into a place where they're 0 for 3, and he's got, luck's going to run out because he goes against that cornerback combination of Revis and Browner. And I just think Brady will pick that Indianapolis secondary apart.
So it's New England against Seattle in the Super Bowl, according to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hank, you're the best. Thanks for chiming in. We'll chat with you during Super Bowl week, if not next week, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'll have some great Super Bowl experiences for you.
I can't wait to hear them. Thanks for calling, Hank.
All right.
You bet. That's the Hammer, Hank Goldberg.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.